This is a pretty interesting question here. So they say if you have a set of 15 positive integers, I'm going to put 15 numbers here. I promise that symbol used to mean numbers before it became hashtag, but it says the minimum value is 29, and we know that there's 14 other numbers after it. But the idea is the smallest one's 29, 14 other numbers, and then they're saying we have a new set of 16 numbers by simply including the number 22 in the original set. So in other words, the rest of the numbers from the original set here is going to remain the same. So the 29 and then another 14 numbers. So they're asking which of the following measures must be 7 greater for the new data set. Well, we could do process of elimination, and if we're a little bit unclear on what these different terms mean and we want to refresh on it, we could go to our program, press up and go to stats, and we could see what mean, median, mode, and range mean. Now, standard deviation is a little bit unique and a little bit difficult to explain. The easiest way I could explain it is it's essentially how far each term in the data set is on average from the mean. In other words, from the average. Pretty weird concept, and we could look at it in more depth when it applies. Just know that standard deviation is not going to necessarily change by an exact value. It tends to be a decimal. So for me, right away, I might not outright eliminate it, but I'm definitely thinking that it's probably not the right answer option. So let's look at the other one. For the mean, we know that the mean, which is an average, is not something that just increases or decreases by an exact amount simply by entering a data value that is either, let's say in this case, 7 less than the previous minimum. In fact, we know that the mean would actually go down, right? If we added another value that's smaller than the previous minimum value, that's going to bring the average down. So it's not going to bring it up at all. The median is the middle value. Similarly, we don't know what's going on in here. We don't know what these numbers are. They could be really large. They could be a little bit smaller. We know they're larger than 29, but we don't know anything else about them. So we can't really speculate, whether the median is going to increase by exactly 7 just because we introduced this number that is 7 less than the previous minimum. Now, the range is the largest value minus the smallest value. Whatever the previous largest value was, when you subtracted 29, you got a specific value. We'll call it R for range. Now that the smallest value is 22, in other words, 7 less than the previous smallest value, this biggest value is still the same, right? So when you subtract 22 from it, that range is going to be 7 greater than it was previously. So the correct answer option is C.